start with the question of Jonathan Tannenwald.
Thanks. Hi, Jim. Jonathan Tannenwald from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Hope you can. All right. Two questions. First of all, how's Kai Wagner? And second of all, how do you approach this game now with all the planning that's gone into it over the last week and a half, the rotations and whatnot, and the score being what it is? Thanks.
Yeah, Jonathan. First of all, we're excited to be here in Guadalajara. The accommodations, the facilities have been excellent. It's a city with a lot of history, one that I've been coming to for a long time as a player and now as a coach for the first time. So again, great city, happy to be here, and we know we have a very difficult task ahead of us, playing a really strong Atlas team. As far as Kai Wagner goes, Kai is fully healthy and fit and ready to go and ready to help. Whether that's as a starter or reserve, we'll decide. I know what the answer to that is, but I won't give our opponent any head start. But he's available for selection. It looks like Damian Lowe made some good progress today as well. We'll check in with him later today to see if he's available to at least help us maybe as well. Which would be a big boost to our group. In terms of how do we approach the game, look, obviously we fought very hard to get a 1-0 lead, but we also understand that 1-0 lead is not a safe lead when you come and play in a difficult place like Guadalajara against a quality opponent like Atlas. So I think in some ways we have to be smart in how we approach the game, but we have to be brave as well. The importance of us scoring an away goal in this competition is very significant, is huge, and in some ways can be the best defense, to be proactive and rather than reactive. So that will be our approach. Again, our foundation is still our defense, but we still think that there will be instances where Atlas pushes forward trying to score a goal where we can maybe hit them on the counterattack. So I expect a great match. Again, these are the games you want to play in as players, the Champions League, with a chance to get to a semifinal.
Joe Tansey.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
Hi, Joe.
You kind of touched on it a little bit in that answer. How do you strike the right balance between wanting to get that away goal and putting more pressure on Atlas, but also not giving the game away in the first half and letting Atlas do what they did in their second leg against Olympia in the round of 16?
Yeah, look, we've explained to our players if we score a goal at any moment during the 90, they have to score 3, which is really, really valuable. So it does create a unique approach to the game. As an example, if it's a 0-0 game and we're defending and they're throwing numbers forward, we're the team that's going to be the one that's feeling under pressure. If we score a goal, obviously it shifts the whole focus. At 1-0 for them, it becomes a dangerous thing for them because now do they push forward and try and win it, but then also leave themselves exposed. So it's a really, really interesting tactical dynamic. And when it's a 1-0 in the first leg with away goals counting, you find yourself in this kind of situation. So both teams have everything to play for. Again, I prefer responds best when we're brave and we're not just sitting in deep and absorbing pressure. So we're going to go for it. Our guys are excited for the challenge, but we know it won't be an easy one. We have altitude here. We have obviously a hostile crowd and a group of players in Atlas that are really dangerous. So we'll have to be at our maximum to get a result and survive and advance in this competition.
One more for Joe Tansey. Joe, go ahead. Please unmute yourself. Okay, no more questions. Any further questions for the coach? Mafer Alonso.
Hi, good evening. Coach, I'm wondering about what do you think about the field and the city, the weather, and how do you expect the match tomorrow?
Yeah, like I said, I've been to Guadalajara quite a few times, just through the years of playing and now coaching. It's a beautiful place, a ton of history, a ton of culture, incredible restaurants. like I said, great accommodations here. The stadium, the surface is perfect for a match. The temperature, yes, it's warm during the day, but there's not a lot of humidity. You know, when we go play in Florida, as an example, you know, it can be the same temperature as it is here, but it's much easier to breathe here in terms of there's less humidity, and it's nicer. So in the evening, I don't think the temperature will be too much of a factor. The altitude certainly plays a role. I think we're about 5,000 feet, which is significant. I think this ball right next to me travels a little bit further when players strike it from distance and play longer passes. But that's something that our guys got acclimated to pretty quickly in training today. So again, we expect a difficult match. We're very excited and happy to be here, and the hosts, the people here in Guadalajara, have been excellent with us. And you know, again, we want to go on the field and do good for our fans back in Philadelphia that will be watching very late at night. I think it kicks off at 10 back in Philly. But yeah, we're excited for the challenge, and can't say enough positive things about our trip so far here to Guadalajara.
One last question for Jonathan Tannerwell.
Thanks, Jim. Daniel's got 4 goals this year, but they've all been from the spot.
Yeah.
How do you, even if this might not be the right game to do it, and you know, how do you think a little about unlocking him so that he gets going from open play?
Yeah, I think it's no secret, Jonathan. And we've talked openly about it. You know, in this competition, we haven't conceded a goal yet. In a lot of our matches so far in the league, while we're not where we want to be in the standings, we still have been difficult to play against. So you know, getting our attacking group going is something that we need to do. And what better place to do it than in a Champions League game in a tough environment. So we're working very hard. I know that the players, and we're fully confident that we will break out in terms of our attacking movements, our attacking timing of our runs. When do we shoot? When do we pass? When do we dribble? These types of things come up. But if we stick to our foundation, defend well as a team, make it hard on Atlas, deal with Quiñones and Rocha and Furch and their top players, we know that we'll create chances. And you know, once Danny, Julian, and Mikel get going, I think you guys saw they basically broke every record that there was last year in the attack. So I'm confident that will come. I don't want them to feel pressure to make the game-changing play every time they touch the ball, because that doesn't work either. So it's finding that balance of trusting what we do, you know, trusting what we are as a team, and recognizing that if they just do their jobs, those goals will come from the run of play as the season moves forward.
Coach, thank you so much. With this, we conclude the first part of this presentation.